There are some really cool buildings over here, just off of Blue Mound and something in Milwaukee. 123rd and un momento, por favor. Ripley? 123rd and Ripley. That's where I am. Some cool hobbit holes and in strange places, and we assume that the neighborhood where we live is boring, or the city we live in is boring, or southeastern Wisconsin is boring, because we assume that we know exactly what's in it. We don't. You know, if we take no time to just follow whatever catches our eye, I don't know, we put a lot in front of that. We put a lot in front of our imagination and our curious, our curiosity, our curious focus, our wonder compass I spoke about before. We put a lot in front of that. We think that it's cheap. We have, stop imagining things and you're just daydreaming and lollygagging. This is what is available, and we sort of forget that this state of mind, because if you had the state of mind for a minute, wouldn't you just want to come right back to it? And every Tuesday and Thursday of my life for a while has been like this. And there's consequence to doing it. Just forget about what you were meant to do or what you were scheduled to do and come out here. And it's made all the difference. It's put all the happiness into my life. And we can deal with the consequence of having fucked up school in this case. I still have a job and I pay bills sometimes. I pay rent and that kind of stuff. But, I really want to figure out just what we actually need, because in going from being poor to getting a job with a little bit of money, it's like the middle path where I'm at now, and it's great. It's seriously great. It takes very little to be happy. I don't know. I think there's so many people with ambitions, these grand ambitions. I don't know where they get them, and they put them so high. Like, I won't be happy unless I become a lawyer. I don't know how much of Dave's ambition. I don't know how much Dave puts on that. Maybe he doesn't put anything, but it's like, I won't be happy unless I have a degree. I'm not going to do that to myself. I'm not going to be happy unless I decide to, in this moment, drop everything and appreciate everything that's going on, because saying I won't be happy unless is ignoring all of the free, all of the graceful wonder and in life that just comes right at us. It's beamed at us. It's shot at us out of a fucking cannon from every direction. That's life. That's growth. That's the opportunity for evolution. That's progress. That's wonder. That's love. That's curiosity. It is coming from everywhere. And yet, we ignore it. We spend so much time and energy ignoring it because it can't be that easy. Can it? And we believe that it can't, so we don't see it. We have all that coming at us. And all the time we have this, we see things off in the distance, and we just don't go, because why? We're going somewhere else. We're planned, we have plans to be somewhere else. We don't really want to go there, but we have to. God damn, Drop your fucking burden. You know? Drop that burden and come with me and it's not just airy-fairy. It's serious, because we look back at those and ourself included in what we are citing as those. We look back at those people, work and school, and that is it. They're stuck in the mask. Joe Campbell calls it, you're a stuffed shirt. If you are that identified with the mask, we forget that is the mask. And we could guess that's the majority of people. That's the vast majority of people who really believe that they are a lawyer or a doctor or an aspiring lawyer or doctor or a linguist or a mythicist. You can get even caught up in that. Everything that's taught you great things, you can start identifying with them and say, oh, I'm, this sort of scholar, independent researcher of the mythicist position rather than the ephemerist. Well, it doesn't matter. Just come out here. Take the time to drop all that shit. That's the only way you realize it. So, when we look back and comment on that, we do have harsh words for that, because it's a strong delusion that we are dropping when we drop our burdens. It's a strong illusion because we see how abundant the world is. Life just breaks right through what constrains it. And we're meant to believe that there's a shortage and we should probably work really hard to even have a chance of having enough. What is here but enough and more than enough? I'm privileged to have isness. There is a certain there's something to the middle path, meaning that I'm not just poor and in poverty. I think I might be pretty good at that if I was doing it alone, but we make a little bit of money so we can buy a coffee, we can buy something to eat, but most of the time we live cheaply. Our entertainment is walking around and recording Ymadredis, and Ymadredis is enabled by the $34 a month we pay to Verizon to have this phone, even though the phone would work anyway. I don't know if we'd use the phone if it was without service. And we are able to pay $34 a month rather than around $100 because of the job we have. It gets us a special into that price. The things that promise to make you happy, sometimes you buy it and then you buy them and you've got that and it's like, do you actually need it? And we should be compassionate to the other parts of our life. We shouldn't be selfish, being Wunik or Nalasamet coming out here in the isness, in the bright abyss. This most wonderful part of my life. There is nothing here but me and existence. We can see rules and obligations as sort of floating through the air. We can see them driving across that bridge right there in front of us. But they're not ours. They're somebody else's rules and obligations. I could walk right through them and we would pass each other without any kind of resistance. My rules and obligations, they don't follow me like they used to. I used to let them, because I used to say okay to them instead of no, fuck you. Because those are the things that you should say fuck you to. The things that want to follow you. And maybe they're just doing it for fun. They're Tefsiel's demons, his little spirits. And any life situation, you have an opportunity to let that worry follow you. There's always something. You can look at your life and go, oh shit, well, you know, in other periods of my life, it would have been easy to just ignore my worries, but now I have serious ones. They're really serious. I'm failing out of school and wasting my parents' money. How is that any more serious than any other thing?
You need any help?
That's okay, thank you.
Okay.
The people you meet here in these situations, those are the kind of, they say random acts of kindness. You're free to do them. You're really free to do them if you're not. Like, I don't even know where I am now. And it doesn't matter if you don't know where you are, because you don't have anywhere to be besides here, this, now. Isn't it wonderful? And these kind of experiences keep me alive in the rest of my life, where there is a place to be. I do have work to be at. I do have something to bring back for Amber. I do have places to be and parents to see and homework to get done. And I have to worry about my job. Yeah, those shits exist. But here, there is none of that. And this keeps me alive because this programs me. This is very much my mind treating my nervous system, my body, in a kind and loving way. We are taken care of here. We are taken care of here by the universe, by God. This is spirituality at its best. And I want to cry because it's so beautiful. But what I was talking about before, if somebody is in distress and you're about your way, you won't do it. It's like, I would love to help that person, but I'm supposed to be working 5 minutes. Where is a place you can free yourself up to actually help people? Because there are people out here somewhere. There's ducks. There's so much to be seen. You have to be able to make the time for God. Joggers not very friendly people sometimes. I don't know if they're really on some strict regiment or if they're just doing it for fun or if they think I'm a goddamn creeper. Probably. who talks to himself. What is the Good Samaritan? That, the priests didn't stop for a guy. Not because they weren't full of compassion, possibly, but because they just didn't have the time. They were on their way to do other things that they were scheduled to, good things that they were scheduled to do. And that they planned out. Here's my big crusade against planning again. Like in Cold Universe in 2009. 2009? 2010? When did I do Cold Universe? 2010. Really? When the fuck did I do Cold Universe? Because 2010 was Old Collaborators, was it not? Shit, I'm confused now. It doesn't make sense that Cold Universe is 2009. No, it must have been 2010. So then the beginning of 2011 was... And the Old Collaborators? No! Must have been the end of 2010. Damn, I'm confused. I'm really confused now. Because Confidence in Man was 2009. Very much different, because I thought L-Scan came first, which would have been the summer of 2010. And then I must have done Cold Universe. What I'm confused about is if I started Old Collaborators in late 2010, early 2011, that was when I was working? Question mark? Yeah, I suppose so. And then, and then Lice came after I went to China. Okay. Man, I was real confused for a second. The Good Samaritan was probably fucking daydreaming, walking around, no reason in the bright abyss. You know? This recent, it's only been a few months, but it's long. Our life is long and full of this, and mind that is not chained. That's why it's alive, because it can do whatever it wants. And for me, Ymadredis, and walking and singing along the way I go, praising the Lord, you know? That's what I would do. I think about that. That's what I'm going to do in my retirement. I can't wait to be retired because I can just fart around until I die. But that's here now. And Funiel is saying, go with your inevitable self. Then isn't this that? You know, if we were free to do whatever, wouldn't it be this?